All right, so the equation x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 6y plus 3 equals 0 is equivalent to, if you look at your choices for 1 through 4, you should notice it's in the form of x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. That's the equation of the circle, which is used to find the center and the radius of your circle when it's not centered at the origin. So what you need to do is complete the square. In order to do that, we need to write all our x terms together. X squared, x squared minus 2x, and then all our y squareds together. And we want to bring our constants to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 3. Okay. From here, I'm going to separate the equation so that I could create perfect square trinomials. X squared minus 2x, I'm going to need a third term, plus y squared plus 6y, I need a third term, equals my negative 3. And since I added 2 blanks on the left, I have to add 2 blanks on the right. Okay, so to get a perfect square trinomial, I'm going to take my x, bring down my minus sign, and half of 2, which is 1, and I'm going to square it. So half of 2 is 1, 1 squared is 1. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the y's. I'm going to bring down my y, bring down my plus sign. Half of 6 is 3, and 3 squared is 9. Whatever I add to one side, I have to add to the other. And then I'm going to take all these numbers on the right and add them up. 9 and 1 is 10, and then 10 minus 3 is 7. Okay, so now I have my equation of a circle, which is choice 2. If they said, what is the center? I need to think opposite of what I see. So my center is at 1, comma, negative 3. And if they asked for the radius, if that's my radius squared, I need to take the square root of it. So my radius is equal to radical 7. Number 2 says the endpoints of DEF are D at 1, 4 and F at 16, 14. Determine and state the coordinates of point E if the ratio of D to E to F is 2 to 3. So let's just say we have points D and F as our endpoints, and we want to take E and place it so that it's 2/3 of the way. Not 2/3, sorry. 2 to 3 ratio. So I want to break D to E into 2 parts, and then E to F should be 3 parts. So whenever I see that ratio, I'm going to write 2 to keep it 2 parts of the way out of a total of 5. I take 2 plus 3 and I add them. Okay, from here, we're going to take that and fill that into our formula. Our original x1 plus fraction of the way times the difference of my x coordinates, comma, y1 plus fraction of the way minus times the difference of my y coordinates. So for here, my x1, y1 is related to D. So x1 is 1 plus my fraction of the way is 2/5 times x2, which is 16, minus my x1, comma, now I'm going to do the same thing for the y's. My y1 is 4 plus 2/5 of the way times 14 minus 4, close parentheses. From here, I'm going to only type in everything on the left into my calculator exactly how I see it. So 1 plus alpha y equals, to get my fraction, 2 over 5 times 16 minus 1. Hit enter, and I get 7. So my x coordinate is 7 for E, and I'm going to do the same thing for my y's. 4 plus alpha y equals, enter, 2 over 5 times 14 minus 4, and hit enter, and I get 8. So in order to partition D to F, I need to place E at the point 7, 8 to break it into a 2 to 3 ratio. Question 3 says, an equation of a line perpendicular to the line represented y equals negative 1/2 x minus 5, and passing through the point 6, negative 4 is, and then they give us our choices. So the first thing that I want you to do is, when you see perpendicular, you should be thinking negative reciprocal slopes. So let's start with the given equation, y equals negative 1/2 x minus 5. It already is in y equals mx plus b form, so we don't have to rearrange it. We just have to locate the slope. So if we wanted a parallel slope, we would use 1/2. So we're going to go through our choices, and we should notice that 1 and 2 have the same slope, which means it would be parallel. But the question says perpendicular. So our perpendicular slope, instead of a negative, we would have a positive, and instead of 1 over 2, we should have 2 over 1, which is just 2. So we're looking at choice 3 or choice 4. The second criteria is that it has to pass through the point 6, negative 4, which means 6, negative 4 has to be a point on the line. So from here, I would go to the calculator and go to y equals. Type in choice 3. So we have 2x plus 14, and go to second graph to pull up the table. I'm going to scroll down to C6, and I should notice that my y coordinate is 26, and a 26 is not our negative 4, so it can't be 3. I'm going to double check the last equation. So 2x minus 16. Again, second graph to look at my table. And when I scroll down to 6, I should see my y coordinate is negative 4. Therefore, 6, negative 4 is a point on the line, and it will be perpendicular to the given line.